Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Rewind That. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. All right, guys, we are going to be discussing the season finale of Raising Kanan. Season 4, episode number 10, called Gimme the Weight. We need to get into it because I'm already 5 minutes late, and I got my people. They're going to be coming in around 8:30 because I needed a little bit of time to get some things off my chest. As you can see on the thumbnail, it says, who shot ya? You know what I'm saying? The question, who shot ya? I'm going to get right into it. What's up, B, DeMarcus Von LaRusha, AG, come on in, y'all. I forgot to grab my notes, which is not good because I don't even know where they are. Oh gosh, this is not good. This is not good. Okay, so what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna need to. I can't wait for people to come in. I'm gonna need to grab my notes. Okay, please give me a few minutes. Not a few minutes, a few seconds. Hold on, because yeah, hold on one second, guys. I'm so sorry. I knew this was gonna happen. Okie dokie. That was nice and quick, right? Okay, so lackluster at its best. I'm just going to go ahead and say that, guys. We're going to jump right into the whole scene with this gunshot that we don't know what the heck is going on, right? We don't know who got shot. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. We don't know who got shot, because I'm just not buying that they're going to get rid of Patina Miller. And if they did, the reason they did it that way is because they want people to come back, because they know daggone well if she were to be deleted in the final episode of season 4 before the final season, I'm sorry, they know a lot of people probably would not come back to watch it. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that I have everything that I need before I start. All right, here we go. Okay, so one or two things, and this is my theory. My members already heard my theory. It's not hard to come up with this theory so I'm pretty sure other people have said it, and that's totally fine. This is what I think, okay? I think that Kanan was the one that got shot, okay? It's either Kanan, all right, it's either, let me pull up the picture. Okay, so did you guys see Kanan's hesitation when Rock closed her eyes? Rock closed her eyes and Kanan kind of had a little hesitation. It's either he was thinking about the conversation that Uncle Lulu had with him, which is part of one of my favorite scenes, where he says, your mother is more of a man than any nigga you know. And the fact that she stood there, closed her eyes, and was just like, whatever, if that's what you want to do, you seem to have made up your mind. There's nothing I could say. I'm going out like this and I'm ready. And that's that. Maybe that's what that pause was about. Or maybe Kanan saw a shooter from the window. Okay. I believe that we don't know who Juke called. All right. But let's say she called the cab because her uncle was busy, gathering up Panessa and Jerome. Her father just got shot at. We don't know who Rock necessarily was on the phone with. Most likely she probably was on the phone with Lulu. So I'm thinking she called a cab and Juke ran over there and she was the shooter. And the reason why I say this is because, and she shot Kanan. And the reason why I say this is because we watched her go to the army and leave the army. But we also saw that while she was in the army, that little chick was a markswoman. Okay. She had that aim on point. So she would be the one that makes the most sense to be the shooter because she got that aim. And if she wants to shoot somebody to disarm them, she's the one to do it. Right? And in turn, she's not deleting her cousin, but she's also saving her aunt. So if she shoots Kanan in the arm, no harm, no foul. Okay, maybe a little harm, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm stopping you from making the biggest mistake of your life. Okay, little ninja. That's what the heck I'm doing. So that's what I think happened. Yeah, that's what I think happened. I was saying one or two things, but well, when I said one or two things, I meant that hesitation. The hesitation was just real quick, like Uncle Lulu probably was right. She is more of a ninja than she is more of a man than most dudes, possibly, right? But he may have saw the shooter through the window, is why I'm thinking he kind of hesitated for a minute. Okay. And that's my theory, guys. I mean, it's nothing much, nothing crazy, but I just don't think that they showed Jukebox and her having that just that aim on point like that. I don't think that was for no reason. We've mentioned it before where I know a few people and I were saying that that's going to have to come into play. You know, the fact that she could shoot like that, it's got to come into play somewhere. So that's where I stand with that. And whatever, you know what I'm saying? What's up, DeMarcus? Thank you for the super chat. He said Jukebox could have called Aisha for a ride to Rock House to save Rock. But that's a possibility. It's either she took a cab or she got a ride. You know, I don't know, but she had to hurry up and get the heck over there. But my thing is, if she got a ride, how fast? You know what I'm saying? Because you still had to wait. We don't need to really look into the logistics of it, because then it becomes a scratching my head moment, because we know that we got to wait to see how fast somebody going to get over there. He's still going to get there first, and somebody coming right. You know what I'm saying? It's still, so we're just going to, for the sake of TV, we got to make it work. We just got to make it work. Okay. B says, I heard Juke gives Kanan a scar, and this is probably how, so I'm hoping you're right. And I did say that to my members. I said, there is a scar. I know a lot of people were speculating about when she's going to give him this scar, and I'm wondering if that's how, but it kind of goes against the theory of her aim being on point. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if your aim is on point, why does bro have a scar in his neck? You know what I mean? And the scar was kind of long, so it's not giving gunshot. You know what I mean? It's not giving gunshot. And I doubt if she would try to shoot him with a shotgun or something to where it was like buckshots or something like that, maybe to mess up his, but even that, it wouldn't give like a scar. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like right. Cinder One says that's not from a gun. Right. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't tie into what I'm talking about, but I did bring that up as well. Okay, so that's what I gotta say about that, guys. I just think that it's so stupid how this young man will try to put all these things together. He's all you know, I'm always protecting you. I tried to rationalize, maybe, you know, even when that happened with Fame, I tried to rationalize, say maybe you knew something that I didn't, that he was doing. Maybe he was snitching, this and that. I try to rationalize it, make excuses for you, this and that. But you're always taking away somebody that I love, even my father. We know that at the foundation of it all, guys. What's up, LSW? And your queen Yolanda, hi. At the foundation of it all, guys, we know that Kanan's real hurt and pain and anger stems from the fact that she deleted his father. Like, that's where it all comes from. And it's clouding his judgment. It's making him really just think the worst and swear up and down that he knows her, which is like, clearly you don't. I love how Lulu tried to explain everything to him and all of the stuff that he was talking about being a man and, you know, all that stuff. I was like, I love it. You know, I loved it. But let's talk a little bit before my guests come in. We had Juke and Crystal go see their old manager, and Juke was so zoned out after her sit down with Rock at the diner. So her sit down with Rock at the diner was kind of, you know, was a little on the weird side to me, because I didn't really understand why she was giving Rock that kind of energy. But I'm starting to believe that it's because she's viewing her father in a different light. And I've always said this from season 1, that I believe that Rock really put a lot of negative, I don't want to necessarily say energy, but she put a lot of negativity out there about Marvin. She was always downing him and talking about him and things like that. And that's why everybody related to Marvin like that. Lulu related to Marvin like he was a screw up, and he and his own daughter did. Everybody related to Marvin like that, except for Kanan at that time in season 1, right? And I feel like it's because of Rock. Rock kind of like, you know, she was the one putting that out there. And now when Juke is grown and she said I'm not a little girl, I'm grown now, but I've always had thoughts and I've always saw things, and I've, you know what I'm saying? And AG, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm going to get to you. I've always seen things, and now I feel like as she looked at things as a child, and because it's easy to mold a child and put thoughts in their head and make them think about stuff. But when they get older and they're smarter now, they start to realize stuff. They like, I don't think it was always like that. And now she's looking at her father, who is someone who's been a constant in her life. She tells Aisha, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, she's bigging up her dad to Aisha. And I feel like this conversation that she's having with Rock is because she's realizing that, you know, this whole time you made me think that my father was this whole screw up and stuff like that, but I've been watching you do certain things, and I'm also watching how you failed to change for your son, but my father changed for me. And as we heard her tell what is her name, Aisha, he's the most stubborn nigga that I know. And he changed for me. He stayed for me. He didn't leave me, so I'm not leaving him. Oh my gosh, I love that scene so much, because I saw how her and her father was connecting, but she never like expressed how she was really feeling about him. And I just loved it. But I feel like the reason why that conversation between Juke and whatchamacallit is was so hostile, Juke and Rock was so hostile, is because I just lost my train of thought, guys. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Oof. What was I trying to say? I'm sorry. I'm trying to read the comments and I'm so sorry. I hate when that happens. I feel like the conversation was so hostile because Juke was looking at Rock through a different lens. Okay. The only thing that I do not agree with about that conversation is when Juke said, the only time you paid attention to me is when I was right next to Kanan. I don't buy that, because and maybe that was the case when Juke was smaller, but from what we saw as viewers when this season first aired, Rock showed that she loved her some Juke and Juke loved her some Rock, and she was always bigging her up, always, you know, trying to encourage her and all of this stuff. So I don't see that. I don't see that. So that part right there was a little confusing, and I could also understand Rock's confusion, because she's like, wait a minute, girl, like I thought me and you was here, you know. But Rock has to understand, like, she was losing it in this episode, and I didn't agree with how she was talking to Marvin. Like, she went right back to talking to Marvin the way she was talking to him before, and he had to get her too, like, you ain't perfect either. And he could have really got at her. She's talking about some, what you say, like, you heard what the heck I said, the heck you like, no, and F you. How about that? Right. Hey, CR222 says, terrible dialogue and writing. This is what forcing conflict. Right. And that's the part that I did not agree with. Okay. I didn't agree with. I didn't mind Rock telling Juke. I didn't mind Rock telling Juke to watch the words that come out your mouth, because right now, you know what I'm saying, you going into a whole nother territory right now, trying to accuse me of something you don't know nothing. But then I didn't agree with her trying to make a dig at Juke and say, you just like your father, you know what I'm saying, always jumping in the fire without seeing where you're going to land, or jumping, I think she said, without seeing where you're going to land. And she was like, I'd rather be like my father than like you. And that is that's so messed up though, because, and I don't mind Juke saying that, because yeah, we're going to give Marvin his flowers, stop playing with me. Okay. But Kanan kind of said that to her as well. Like, he didn't say that, but he said, you being in my life, or like ain't nothing good about you being in my life or whatever. So it's kind to me, it's like along the same lines. Like everybody's just, they just digging at her. I'm like, damn girl, you going through it. Wow. Right. It's out of character. It's not even how they speak in general towards it. Right. That's what I'm saying. So I wasn't really feeling that conversation. I'm trying to make a rationalization for it as far as why Juke has been turning so much, and also why she's been siding with Kanan, because it doesn't really make sense to me. But when she speaks to Aisha and she starts talking about her father and everything, that's what made me wonder, like, okay, well, maybe that's why she said all the stuff that she said. You know what I'm saying? Because she's comparing what her father has done and the changes and the strides that he has made for the sake of their relationship, no matter what his mind says. She said he chose to silence the noise in his head, basically for the sake of our relationship, to make me happy, to support me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at it like, she's probably thinking, well, I don't see Aunt Rock doing that for Kanan, and Kanan is very unhappy. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason why, guys, I'm trying to make that rationalization, because, child, yeah, I don't know. But like I said, Rock and Marvin, they get into an argument and she talks down to him like she did in season 1. I didn't appreciate that. It kind of scared me too, because I was like, I hope that's not the last thing that either one of them say to each other. So yeah. And now in this scene, we have Juke telling Aisha that she can't enroll in Spelman because she can't leave her dad. She realizes that after all the bad things that's happened in her life, her mom dying, leaving Butter, the army, her dad has been that constant comfort, the one who always had her back, even when he didn't agree with her, guys. Okay. Like I said, I loved this scene. Juke tells Aisha that her dad is the most stubborn man that she knows. I already said this, and he changed for her, so she's not leaving him. Juke says, my dad needs me to look out for him, because if I don't do it, no one else will. Not Kanan, not Uncle Lou, and definitely not my Aunt Rock. And I knew that when it came to saying Rock, she was going to use the word definitely. I just knew it, guys. I freaking knew it. She said, my dad didn't leave me, so I can't leave him. And guys, I have to tell you that at this moment, I instantly became scared for Marvin. But yeah, my man made it out of season 4. Okay, y'all be trying to kill my man every season, and my ninja made it out. What you saying? I'm tired of y'all. I'm so tired of y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of y'all trying to kill my man. I am so tired, okay? What's up, starring Toya? He said, Marvin messed up bad this season. A day later, Dollar Short Mark. Right, she was going in. She was going in. Let me get this super chat. Thank you so much for this super chat by AG. And then DeMarcus, I'm coming. I agree with you, Miss K. Juke's shooting range wasn't put in the season for nothing. She's a straight shooter, pun intended. Yes. Yes, honey. And she shot Kanan. Okay. Who shot you? Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate you, my love. Let's see. Thank you, DeMarcus. Breeze is finally here. Branford Frady. Breeze, just like Cole Brown from Martin. You can't be mad if people talk about Breeze now. I can't. Because he's here. And you know what else? And thank you for the super chat. Hey, Karima Smith. And you know what else? I'm glad, because the most thing that annoyed the heck out of me was people trying to use existing characters for Breeze. And I'm like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Just make a new character. Like, that's fine. I never had an issue with Breeze coming forth, y'all. I told you I had an issue with him coming forth in Raising Kanan. I still have the issue with that because I feel like it's premature. But he's here, and it is what it is. I don't care. But you know what I do like? I like the fact that it's Shamik Moore, because I like him. Okay, I mess with him, so I'm cool with that. But I hope y'all happy. Y'all a bunch of fiends. No disrespect, y'all know I say that with all love, honey. But y'all fiend out. Y'all are fiend out. Are you happy now? Damn. Okay, that's from Martin right there, y'all. If y'all know what I'm talking about. What's up, Blaze? Peace and blessings, Miss Kane. Everyone in the chat. Hope everything is going smooth. Yeah, I'm definitely leaving an essay in the comments on this video and the one about the shy. Yes, thank you so much. Leave that essay. Your work is overdue, pal, because you keep on telling me you're gonna leave essays and I haven't got one yet. Okay. I need my work. Okay. Let me see if I could find this. I don't have that many screenshots, guys. So, guys, yes, Snaps and Pop, they introduced Kanan to their nephew Branford. What a name, Branford, aka Breeze. Look, and like I said, guys, I'm glad we can at least put these stupid theories to rest about existing characters reinventing themselves to become Breeze. Okay, like Shamik Moore. Okay, cool. Let's see what happens. All right. And that's that. Now, Breeze was looking at Kanan all up and down, ice grilling and whatnot. And I'm like, what is your issue? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your issue, bro? Like, why are you looking at him like that? But just straight ice grilling. Anyway, guys, Snaps and Pops, their whole plan is to bring everybody together for this big venture and bring Neek into the fold because he's working with the Italians. We saw Kanan kind of raise a brow when Pop mentioned Neek and the Italians. So at this point, I was hoping that he was putting some things together, but clearly he did not. Okay, like my stupid young ninja still goes off of the Garcia's description of the black lady coming out of the building, and you gonna automatically think that it's Rock because it's a black woman coming out the bit. Like, really? And then Juke I'm gonna have to leave that off of my moments of, the scratching my head moments. I don't want to talk about that. I want to wait till my people come in. But I'm just saying, like, it's just freaking dumb. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Thank you. Yeah, that's right. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm glad Breeze is here now, but he should have came in the finals. That's what I think. I've always said I felt like he should have, the same way they brought him in on the last episode of this season finale. I thought it would have been smart if they brought him in on the final season in the last episode. I thought that would have been smart, but it is what it is, But guys, like I said, I thought that with this raised brow, what's up, Brown Sugar, with this raised brow that Kanan made towards Pop when she mentioned Unique and the Italians, I thought that something was working in Kanan's head, but clearly it wasn't. And I'm just like, it just doesn't seem like he just doesn't make me happy, guys. That's that. He just doesn't freaking make me happy. Every time I try to have hope for this little boy, he disappoints me. He freaking disappoints me, okay? Because I'm over here like, yeah, he gonna figure stuff out. Like, even if it takes him to the last moment, he's gonna figure it out. No. Meanwhile, he's just so dead set on blaming his mom for everything. He doesn't see that he's being played. Yes, he made a few comments talking about y'all figured out what, since I'm young, y'all can mold me or this and that. That's exactly what that is. However, you still haven't figured out the whole picture, that they are the puppet masters and they just got you on strings right now. You dancing, looking all kinds of crazy, doing their dirty work. It's just dumb. Just freaking dumb. The Marcus says Kanan, not dumb, just naive and gullible. I mean, we know that he's not dumb, but he's stupid. He does a lot of stupid things. The actor playing Breeze is pretty solid. Just take a look at Dope or even Wu-Tang American Saga. I'm positive he'll kill. Absolutely, he's gonna kill this role. Absolutely. That's why I said I'm happy that they chose him, because yeah, I definitely rock with him for sure. And Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang, I loved him as the chef. Okay. Absolutely, Raekwon. So now that there's officially going to be a war between New Jersey and New York, Russo tells Neek that he can make however much noise he wants. He can make all the noise that he wants. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you want to do, because I took a big swing and I missed. So at this point, we can safely assume that Stefano survived the shanking, or he's just not dead yet. And that's just that. It's so funny because even in that conversation, we found the real reason why New York and Jersey won't go to war together is because Russo came to Stefano and asked him for the favor to take out, what is his name? My God, Sal, to take out Sal. Okay, so Yeah. So, Unique leaves Russo like say no more, and he's ready to do whatever he needs to do. But meanwhile, we have Rock, who has already set things in motion. She's telling Lou, you know what I'm saying? We don't know if Stefano is going to make it, but it doesn't freaking matter. We need to hit first, and we need to hit hard. So go ahead, chop that nigga down from the knees, at the knees. Okay. That's it. That's what we're going to do. And we saw what happened. We see our guy going kidnap this young lady and her son, Pernessa and her son. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at the comments and I'm also trying to speak, and it's just not. Guys, we also see that Amber is taken to a new home and Marvin is parked across the way to see it through with tears in his eyes. Okay, Marvin. I'm glad that it looks like Amber is moving to a family that is more established. Let's just hope that they treat her well, because you could be rich and have a nice home. It's clean and all of this stuff. You got the money and everything, but that does not mean that hell resides or the devil resides in that home. Okay, so I'm hoping that it's a better situation. I'm sorry, these pictures are not matching. Okay. We also see that Neek and his men are strapping up for war, and Neek, he tells, let me find a picture. I'm sorry, that's gonna, yeah, there we go. All right. So Neek, he tells Akbar that he's been dreaming of this moment, and it's the only thing that's kept him alive. And I was like, excuse me? Like, what are you talking about? You've been dreaming about this moment and it's the only thing that's kept you alive. It did not make sense to me. Okay. And so I was like, Ninja, please. You know what I'm saying? Because you wasn't even thinking about deleting Rock when your brother tossed you down that hill. Okay. Like a piece of garbage. All right. Now, if he's referring to overall revenge for what happened to him, now that he thinks that Rock had something to do with it and conspired with his brother, then I can understand him saying that. Okay. But if he's just saying it with Rock involved, that don't make no sense to me. Okay. Let me know, baby, if you are ready to come on to the end. Okay. I knew that B Rilla would help Lulu out. Yes, we saw B Rilla helping Lulu, but he's a part of the whole napping situation, and that was pretty much that. Okay. They come up and they just grab Jerome and Pernessa. They got Pernessa in the back seat. No, they got Pernessa in the front seat and the little kid in the back seat. Okay. And now we also have the end of the episode where Juke tries to tell Kanan that he doesn't know for sure that Rock deleted Crystal, but he wasn't trying to hear her. So that's brought me back to the whole theory, guys. So we got that. He gets the blicky and he heads out to his mother's house. Okay, so now we're gonna bring in. Are you ready? Okay. Pretty girl loves chat content. Hey, baby.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Please let me know, my dear, because you look so cool.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Let me know what you thought about this season finale.
It was good. I would call it a good episode, but not my favorite as a finale, if that makes sense. Singular body of work, great. You know what I'm saying? But a finale, I definitely was wanting more. Just a little closure. I'm a closure girl, and the fact that there were some things I was expecting or needing, or I needed some more satisfaction. I didn't necessarily get, which was a little frustrating, but overall, good season. Just wanted just a little more, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Right. Your Queen Yolanda said, right, that's what I screamed. No, you wasn't dreaming about that very thing. The writing is crazy work. Right. The writing is like, you know what it's giving? It's giving new writers who haven't done their due diligence. Like they haven't watched from season 1 up until now. Because they're making conversations that are like out of character, and it's just weird. Like that whole conversation with Juke and Rock, we were talking about that. It was just like, huh? You know what I mean? But it was just a lot of annoying stuff going on. For me, I called this finale lackluster. The episode was good, but it was lackluster. Like it's a season finale, like you said. I think they dropped the ball like that with Power Book 2 Ghost though last time, right? It was lacking a lot as a finale.
I guess because I don't even remember much.
Right. Because only reason why I say this because I remember the complaints, that it just didn't feel like a season finale. It was like, what? Sasha Penn is the creator of, right, but he doesn't write everything. So you've got different writers. Ain't watched the whole series now, writing lackluster for sure. Right. It gave filter episode or something and not finale. Yes. Okay. So the question on the thumbnail tonight is who shot you? Okay. But your punks didn't finish. But okay, so your punks didn't finish that.
I got the thing in my head.
Yes, me too. How do you feel about this whole cliffhanger?
Annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming.
Right. Let me get my. Where is? Listen. I think that's no. I think it's over there. The case is there. The case is there, but I'm not sure if the guitar is inside. I'm about to be like, don't play with me.
Yeah, it's just one. I'm just the redundancy. It's a little frustrating.
Oh my gosh, help us.
It's just. This whole episode just. I'm like, what? Like what is going on here? But I don't like the cliffhanger. This reminds me of like this is what I said earlier, like old school. You remember back in the day, we'll have shows where it'd be like to be continued, and then next week you'll finish up, but instead of next week, we gotta wait a year. Like I don't like stuff like that.
I don't like that either, child. I don't like that either. Yeah. But they like doing that nowadays.
Yeah, unless I probably wouldn't mind this as a cliffhanger as much if we would have got closure in other areas. Like if I would have saw Unique find out about Pernessa and Jerome, we would have. I'm happy Marvin made it alive, but why even put that in there? You know what I'm saying? It's just so many things. It's just, but I didn't like it. It was frustrating, redundant.
Yeah,
I'm over it.
So, speaking of Marvin and my man, he made it out. Okay, y'all back the freak up, because I'm tired. Back up off him. Sheesh. Been trying to kill him since season. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So anyway, he made it out. Okay. And listen, y'all, if next season is the series, that's done. That's the final series, and y'all talk about him dying in. I don't care, because I've always said that at least keep him to the last season. Like, stop trying to delete this man, or he's such an important character. Like, he brings so much to the show. To bring him off, to take him off just would make it so empty to me. You know what I mean? Here we go, right? Marvin was trying his best to fix the things that he messed up. He went to Stefano and he's like, listen, we can make this right, this and that and the third. I don't know how, but he was trying, And after Marvin was like, Stefano was like, no, what's done is done. I was happy to see my man go to find Early and handle that, okay? Because I didn't like the fact that Early was still around. Remember I was saying that last week?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that Early was still around. It was like you should have took him out. And he said it too. I should have deleted you with your big mouth cousin. Yes, you should have. Yes. Don't play any games like that anymore, please, sir, okay? Please don't.
No.
So, any scratching my head moments? We're gonna start with that.
Confirmation on who Juke called on the phone and if the call was successful.
Mm-hmm.
terms of
Right.
her intentions. I mean,
Yeah.
my assumption is to stop Kanan from doing what he was about to do. But
Mm-hmm.
again, did she get through to the person she wanted to call? Did they
Right.
get there in time? Like,
Right.
I don't know. Like, I'm like, did she call a cab? Did she call?
That's what I said.
You said that?
Yes.
I was like, a cab. At first, I was like, Marvin, cab, or Garcia.
Yes.
Um, that was like my three options in my head. And I was like, why Juke don't have a car?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some
Right.
people, everybody don't want a car. I get that.
And you
But
don't need one in New York, but still,
you don't. You
your
don't.
family
But
sells.
everybody else got one.
Right. Your family sells hella drugs. Like, why don't we have a car? Marvin, that's your baby girl. Why don't she got a car? Like,
She
what?
graduated everything. Can we get a tip?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
we had milestones at this point. Like,
Come on.
a cute Honda Accord or something. Something would have been nice.
Yes. Sure. Something to keep the cops off. They don't got to be questioning, whatever,
Yeah, exactly. It don't gotta be a lot.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's my main thing. What's going on there?
Yes. Well, I'm going to bring in the next guest, and then I'm going to tell you what I said, my little, what I think happened in that last scene. Okay, coming to the stage, Detroit Kings. Hello, my brother.
How my sisters doing?
Hey.
Good.
I had to look for a minute. I'm like, hold up, I put because I'm like, dang, hold up, this Miss K. I'm like, let me come up here right quick before she get me up out of here.
We love you, Detroit. Stop
Well,
playing.
for sure,
Yes.
for sure.
Thank you. The devil a lie, yes, and is. Thank you so much. So first, Detroit, before
Mm-hmm.
I tell you well, matter of fact, let me get into then I'm gonna ask you what you thought about the episode as a whole. So
Okay.
this is what I said. I told them, I said it's either because I watched Kanan kind of like have this little his whole expression kind of changed when he rose the gun. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, why? One, you probably saw somebody out in the window, or two, you remembered the conversation that you had with your uncle when Lulu said your mother is more of a man than any nigga you know. Because
Mm-hmm.
he's watching his mother just bravely, like, you know what? I can't talk you down. It is what it is. I'm closing my eyes, and this is how it's gonna be. Those are one of the two things. Now, for me, the gunshot, I feel like even if Kanan did proceed to try to shoot his mother, I feel like the gunshot did come from Juke. I feel like we didn't watch her in the army basically being a markswoman for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the reason why, and I wanted to see it come into play, and I'm like, it has to come into play somewhere. So I think that she safely shot Kanan so that he won't kill his mother. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
This coming from like I got I'm a mama's boy, just like I'm a daddy's boy, but as a mama's boy, I don't care how much my mother get on my nerves. I would never ever unallow my mother, not even to think of it. So
Right.
whoever writing this stuff is terrible, bro.
They are. They are
This is
sick.
terrible, man.
They
I'm never watching this scene again, man. The way how her eyes close and she about to cry.
yeah.
Nah, I won't be watching this again. Not this part. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's tiring, and I've already made that point that I think the writers are sick and unhealthy mentally. They have they have to be. They are unhealthy mentally, because to keep this running theme of these kids deleting their parents, that's ridiculous. And then there is some type of devil's work going on
Hmm.
in real life, that you're trying to put this out in the world, because that's exactly what it says in the Bible, that this is what's going to happen,
Hmm.
and you putting it out there like it's okay.
This was done for making Kanan a bad. Kanan is not a good person. He's a
Right.
bad person. He's the villain. So
Hmm.
now, being by they did this, they're gonna make people hate Kanan even more by why he did it. Now I don't think she's gone, but I
Hmm.
think Drew came to save the day though.
Yeah, I think so. How did you feel about the episode, like especially as a season finale?
I didn't really like it. I gave it like an 8 because it was too many cliffhangers. But the acting was incredible though. You know what I mean? My favorite part was the conversation with Juke and her girlfriend, how she's never
Yeah.
gonna give up on her father.
Yes, I loved it. I loved it.
Hmm.
So so you said that was your favorite moment?
Yeah, that was my the other part was another curveball nobody see coming. You gotta give him applause for this. That Stefano and not Stefano and Sal was the one that got rid of the Jersey boss. We
Hmm.
never nobody saw that coming. I didn't even see that coming.
Yeah, and that's the reason why they were so dead set against warring against each other because they knew what was going on.
Right, Peaches, Miss K and PG. You know, when I'm like, dang, how did he? It makes sense now. Why what's the mob boss name from Jersey? It
Phil.
makes
So,
it makes sense that he said told Unique to your little girlfriend ain't had nothing to do with it
hmm
because Sai was telling him that Rock ain't had nothing to do with it and chill.
Yeah.
hmm
Yep.
They was over there gossiping.
right,
Hmm.
right, yeah.
Yep.
um, PG, you said you're scratching my head moment.
Yeah, it was Juke. Who did she call? And
Right, who did she call?
Yeah.
My scratching my head moment was, and I think I have a few, but the one that was the scratching my head moment was when Garcia came and told Juke that there was a black woman coming out of the building. And he was like, you fit the description. She was like, yeah, I do. You know what? I do. Right. Being very sarcastic, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you saw the change in her face because you can tell that she automatically went to Rock. And it's
Hmm.
like, if you know that you're literally being sarcastic with this man about a black woman and you fitting the description, but then you gonna put the description on your aunt. It makes no sense. Make it make sense. But then you just finished telling Kanan that you need to watch out for snaps and pop because you don't be believing everything they saying. So how come you couldn't automatically think that, oh, it could have been pop that they saw coming out?
Yeah.
That's the part that was scratching my head to me. Like, why did you automatically go into? And I kind of feel like that was another reason why she went into that little meeting with Rock at the diner. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like she's starting to feel like I don't know you as much as I thought that I did.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man, stall her out, Miss K.
Yeah, the reason I feel like Pop is not coming into Kanan and Juke's head because they consider them old. They consider them just behind the desk, like admin. They
Hmm.
don't consider them in the field doing the work themselves. That's why I feel like they're not thinking it could be Pop. They just thinking of them as facilitators and just over here just calling shots, but not really putting in work. So I can justify
Hmm.
her not thinking it's Pop. But the fact is, you just going off of black woman in a black neighborhood in a black building, like
Regardless, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Regardless if she doesn't think that it's Pop,
yeah.
Hmm.
but you just gonna automatically go towards your aunt. Like that's so
Yeah,
stupid to me.
It's giving Kanan.
Right? It's giving
Can I get one? Can I say one? I'm gonna say Cannon was scratching my head moment. Man, you know it's about a whole bunch of black women in South Jamaica, Queens in the 90s that
Mhm.
could be rock. Why you ain't never suspect that it could be pop?
Well,
Or why I don't know, man.
that's what I said. That was my thing because she had just finished telling Kanan that she don't be believing everything they saying anyway. I'm talking about snaps and pop. Like Juke said, I don't believe everything they telling you anyway. So my thing is, why did you have to automatically go to Rock? It's like she allowed Kanan to like really get in her head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can I
So
ask y'all ladies some questions? A lot of men ain't gonna answer because they're not gonna keep it real. But I'm gonna keep it real. I want y'all ladies to keep it real. Don't y'all think us men kind of low key slow? We kind of slow. We don't put two and two together. Come on now, give it to me. I'm gonna keep it above. We are. I'm a man. I can keep it real. A lot of men ain't gonna keep it real. We are. We can. It take us a long time to catch on. Keep it above, ladies. Don't y'all think we don't? Sometimes we kind of like don't get it. We catch on too not too quick. We catch on slow a little bit. I'm trying to be PG with it, but we don't catch on.
this is fact.
Yeah. It's
Especially when I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're fine. I was just saying, especially, they say it's 4 years mental disparity between age and mindset. So Kanan is really operating like a 12, 13-year-old at this point.
Right. I'm gonna say, especially when we're trying to tell you that another woman likes you. No, she don't like you. It's just that I'm telling you, she likes you.
Because the only reason I say this because Pops told on herself to Kanan, he didn't even catch on.
Yeah,
Numerous
that's
times
what I was saying.
They're
He
saying
was talking
out
too
loud.
much this episode, and he wasn't even listening.
Yeah.
And he'll catch a line or two, and that's what I said earlier. Kanan, he asked the right questions, but he can't formulate the answer. Juke has the answers, but not formulating the right questions. Like they need to really combine forces and communicate. And that's why I feel like sometimes she need to be in the meetings with Kanan to really catch what's going on. And he has selective intelligence because it's like, you know, it's kind of like unique. Like, are you crazy or not? Are you smart or not? Are you dumb or not? Because you catch these instances in the conversation,
right.
And then it goes like, duh, like after like 2 seconds, like, you stay right there, Kanan. He was like, yo, you know, because I'm young, you think you can control me? Expound on that, build on that.
Can build on that. And you saw him kind of like look and raise a brow when she brought up when Pop brought up the whole thing with the Italians and Unique, and it was like, yes, come on, it's almost there.
You got it.
Yeah. And
like a baby taking his first steps. Like, come on.
I'm like, Kanan, catch on, bro. I'm like, please catch on, man. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like you not there the right way, man. That's why I always thought that, you know, that women are smarter than men. And that's why I've always had it. Now we gotta find a smart, intelligent woman. You find a smart, intelligent woman, they'll let you know if this person on BS or not. You got to find the right person because we don't catch on right away. I'm not saying we dumb, but we don't catch on like y'all do. Just saying, man, I'm being real.
What'd you say? I think she broke up. She froze for a second.
Oh,
What'd you say, Detroit?
I'm just being real. A lot of people don't like to be real. It's like I'm not saying that men are dumb. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we don't catch on like y'all do. That's all I'm saying. It's a special talent that y'all have that we don't.
It's a special talent. Well, thank you.
I mean, I ain't trying to be biblical, but in the Bible, it really talks. No, I ain't gonna get biblical, but it basically telling the Bible, you know what I mean, about a woman. You know, I ain't gonna get into it. Miss K, you know what I'm talking about. But
I do.
You know what I mean? If y'all read y'all word, it basically say that this is not making up, though. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Yeah, the woman is supposed to be your wisdom child.
Yes,
anyway,
that's what it said.
JT says, "What's up, Miss K? My favorite moment was Marvin deleting early and taking his DoorDash. Well, I don't think it was DoorDash, JT, but yes."
He dashed right back out that door.
Sure enough, did. And he said, and I'm not leaving listen, I learned my lesson. I'm not leaving nobody alive. No. So speaking of favorite moments, what was one of your favorite moments, pretty girl?
This was a hard one for Rock, but I think it was needed because I think she got some sort of epiphany, is when she was talking to Uncle Erwin. And he was he kind of beat her at her own game on some level by, you know, sending his family away so she couldn't threaten, she took that, you know, power away. And, you know, he was pretty much like, I'm here, I'm old, you could do whatever you want with me. And then he went into the, you know,
that monster.
Yeah, he was, you know, explaining about the, you know, the monster. And, you know, he's like, this is you.
Right.
And I'm like, Rob.
Yeah. You know what I want to say about that scene though? I really liked what he did, how he protected his family. I think that was super smart. And he's like, I'm old, like I don't care what you do to me. You know what I'm saying? But of course I already know. I'm thinking 10 steps ahead of you. I know you would go after my family. So they in China. What you gonna do, right? Yep. The part when he talks about the Chinese monster, I didn't connect with because I feel like it feel like that the writers were trying to force. It was reminiscent of the final season of OG Power, where they wanted to make us hate Ghost to justify Tariq deleting him.
Mm.
The reason why I say this is because I don't feel like Rock doesn't see that she's a monster. I feel like the person, because at the end of the day, when we watch this full season, everything that was happening was not her fault. It was Unique who was doing all that. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like, but yet everybody kept blaming her. Oh, everyone next to you dies. You're this, you're that, and you don't see that you're the problem, and blah blah blah. And this whole time, she's just been trying to build. She's just been trying to build this empire. Every crucial decision that she has made, aside from Scrap, has been something that is justifiable. You can argue it all you want, but there was reasons behind it, and somebody's life she saved in making those kind of decisions. Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like the monster that he was really describing was Unique. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
And it could have been freaking Kanan.
I mean, I see what you're saying as well, but the mere existence of her organization is of evil, right? And it's destroying people. And unfortunately, and I'm not really just thinking about what's been going on this season. I'm just thinking about all the season, about how much death and destruction this has caused. And he pretty much stated like everything this monster touches, it destroys. So regardless if it's her intention or not, it's happening just by proxy. And I don't know why I thought about Tariq. Like everything he was involved in, unfortunately, if regardless if it was his fault or not, directly or indirectly, it stems back from him on some level. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's not Rock's intention, because I don't feel like she just out here killing willy-nilly. Is normally out of survival or out of protection or whatever have you. But it's just unfortunately, the fact that I don't know if she's always been in like protection mode and defense mode her whole life. And unfortunately, I feel like she was kind of thrown in this life. But that does not take away from the fact that it's caused so much, destruction. And I don't think she's been running fast paced so long. I think she's at a point where she's not even realizing what she is, and that is necessarily a bad thing, because she's just running off of survival and what she knows how to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not calling her, it's kind of like Ghost in a sense too, but I see what you're saying. They're trying to justify her death if it does happen. But I definitely felt like what he was saying resonated with her. She even felt it, you know what I'm saying? Even though she had a lot of tough conversations this episode. I don't agree with a lot of the conversations that she's had to deal with, but that was one. Because it's even the mere fact that in that same conversation, he mentioned David, he mentioned Quan, even though David wasn't necessarily, her fault per se, it still has something to do with her. And the fact that she was very dismissive and unapologetic and just not holding herself accountable on some level, even though some things she don't have to, because it's not really technically her fault. But she just tries to throw money at the situation, or she doesn't have that emotion in her heart, like, damn, like that's fucked up. Or, she's not even trying to console. She was like, oh, just more bread and more, more insurance. I mean, more security. It's just deeper than that. And I really felt like this was talking about her, unfortunately.
No, it was. DeMarcus says no. Erwin Hong, thank you for always making sure you know the first and the last name. No, Erwin Hong was talking about Rock. No one's saying, DeMarcus, no one is saying that he wasn't talking about Rock. It's clear he was talking about Rock. Totally clear. I'm saying that it didn't resonate with me as much, because I feel like that's a lot of the stuff that people are blaming her for. It finally was not her fault. Finally.
No. Can I say one thing?
And you know what? Hold on, Detroit. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, you're good.
But I shouldn't say finally wasn't her fault, because a lot of the stuff that she had to do, it was because of Kanan. So go ahead, Detroit. Go ahead.
Damn, I was just about to say that. Okay, I'm gonna say her mistakes was, number one, she should have never took out the first time trying to take out Howard. She should have, if you was gonna do that, she should have had somebody else do it, not your son. And then the other part for I think it was episode 10 of season 3, when I'm not mad at, I mean, Howard had to go, you know what I mean? But she should have explained that to him, like, yo, I was gonna try to sit there and throw me in jail and your uncle, and that's why I did it. She didn't have a
Right.
conversation, and if I was right, if they would this, this is this not a fiction, this is not a real show, but in real life, a real mother would put his butt in the doggone boy's home because he ain't grown anyway. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
not paying attention to nothing like that, you can go in the boy's home. And I felt like Lulu and Marvin as their uncles, they should have been getting at this guy for disrespecting their sister because ain't no my uncle would never let me do like Kanan was talking to his mama like she was a dude off the street though.
Yeah.
I don't man, please. My mother, man, my uncles and them, my father would have got me together. That's
Right.
just me though. That's just me.
Yeah, but some, how some mothers are. It's like, I can discipline my son. I got it. Don't, what I'm saying? They try to control who disciplines
Yeah.
their child. And I think that's where Rocket's coming
That's
from,
how she was.
unfortunately. But sometimes there are some uncles who like, I don't give a goddamn. Like, I'm gonna say what I need to say. And Marvin does have his moments, but at this point it's too far gone. But I do feel like she should at least let them do what they do as uncles. You know what I'm saying? And to her detriment, Kanan, he too far gone. He was never disciplined.
Kanan started a whole war though in season 1 and alluded to and he went on to season 2. Like he
Right.
ain't innocent. Like if it wasn't for him minding his business, some of this stuff would have never happened.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All her drama stemmed from him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's no mistake.
Which is the reason why I was saying I couldn't really. I liked it. I did. I liked that whole thing. But it was just like, like it, and that's the only reason why I'm saying it gave me ghost vibes. Like y'all just trying to paint this picture where she just the monster and she gotta go and it's gonna be justified for her son to delete. Like that's. I guess I should have tried to look into, just look into it more of what he was saying, but I just couldn't get past what I was feeling that I felt like the writers were trying to do.
The writers could, for him to think about, I don't understand why would he want to put his mama down for nobody. I can't understand famous. I'm sorry, but I can, from his perspective, I can get why famous. But Crystal, you barely even knew her. Respectfully.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Yes. And he's talking about he tried to make excuses for fame because maybe you knew something I didn't. And I thought to myself, I'm like, but you didn't really know Crystal. You loved her like that? What was going on?
Yeah. And I don't even think it's just about his love for Crystal. It's about him feeling that his mom just wants, like he said, wants him all to herself. We got to think about Kanan. He ain't. I'm just trying to think of this psyche of this little boy. He's thinking that like she just wants me all to herself. So that's what he's thinking. Like regardless of how he felt for Crystal or how the optics look. Oh, somebody else is getting close to my son. I'm gonna murk him. That or her. That's what he's thinking. Not saying it makes sense, but that's just where his mind is. And Lulu didn't help.
No,
I felt like he thought he was helping with that conversation, but
he made it worse.
I was afraid that it was going to be another Ghost thing with the Lulu conversation where, you know how Ghost had that conversation about what he did with Breeze and he told Tariq, I gave him one last chance, this and that. I thought it was going to be that. Like, oh, this is a good conversation, Lou. I actually love it. I love what you're saying about your sister, but I kind of feel like it's going to push him to make his decision.
Yeah, it makes sense. For somebody like Kanan, like.
Okay, let's bring in our next guest. We got Moochie Stoochie.
Mooch in the building.
What's up, Mooch?
You got that shoulder out. Shoulder Moochie.
Mooch, what was your favorite moment? Pretty girl, you did your favorite moment?
Yeah.
Okay. Moochie, what's your favorite moment?
When Rock walked out of there after talking to Unique, talking about she gonna see who gonna call who daddy.
Yeah. she said, you've been warned. You've been warned, nigga.
Yeah. Yo.
I was like, get active. Because she ain't been active all season, and yet everybody's saying that your fault. She ain't been active all season, yo. This girl been on ice, and it's been so annoying. I was hoping I was gonna see her get active, but she didn't.
I thought this was an episode. she was disrespected the most in this episode.
Yeah, she was.
By multiple people.
Yeah.
So it's just like I felt like, and she took every blow.
Yeah, I did, except for with Marvin.
The ones that hit up. No, I say Marvin. That was a back and forth, and she
not really.
She didn't care. She just ate him up, and then he left. But with Juke,
she did Marvin wrong.
That was the one that was the one that was she was caught by surprise with that. And you actually saw her hurt.
Yeah,
Kanan, it's like her heart is broken there. So.
Yeah, with her, with him, and I kind of feel like the reason why she bucked up at Marvin is because that's what she normally does. He's always taking the abuse, you know what I'm saying? And he was just like, yeah, F you, you ain't perfect either. She not no. That's why she's talking about what you saying. No, you heard what I said. You not perfect. Like you be like this all the time. What's wrong with you?
She was going at Marvin like that was her son.
Yeah. To me, she talked to him worse, and her brother Lulu worse than Kanan.
Absolutely.
She don't give it to Kanan like that. He needs it like that.
I honestly feel like she was.
I told you to be careful with dealing with pops and snaps, how they be putting people in the ground. And if I see you dealing with them, I'm a pistol whip you. But not really.
Right.
You know how you talk a good game. I'm a parent of a male child, and I used to talk like I really be kicking some butt. Right, and I'm only 5. My son is 6'2", and I'm only 5'2". So he's like way over there. He's like, yeah, Mom.
I think the conversation with Marvin, I honestly feel like it was kind of justified, honestly, because one, Marvin knows so he can take it on some level versus a Kanan, and she knows that. But it's like, how many seasons have we dealt with cleaning up Marvin? Like, Marvin, you know better. You know better. You probably almost 40 at this point. Like, you making childish moves. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It gets exhausting, like time after time after time. You're literally making the same mistake and we're getting the same results. I'm sorry. You're gonna get these, and don't get me wrong, maybe I'm speaking because I'm that person who got a lashing tongue. And unfortunately,
me too,
it comes out. But it's just like, bruh, I can't fight you. So you gonna get these words.
Yeah, and here's my thing. Hold on, Mooch. I'm sorry. So here's my thing though, right? Like, you're not gonna talk to me like I haven't been your right hand doing all the stuff, because he ain't been screwing up he has been this season. Oh, we already know he's been screwing up. But when he's had to step up because of Lulu, he been trying to do his thing.
Facts,
so you're not going to sit there. Yeah, you're not going to sit there and talk to me like I haven't been the person that you've been counting on this whole time. And now that, I have been screwing up. Okay, but put a little bit of respect on my name. You ain't got to talk to me like I'm a total screw up, like how it was the first season. Like, you ain't going to do me like that now. So I get what you're saying, pretty girl. Like, yes, get on him. You remember how she was saying, you don't F this up, Marvin. You F this up. I don't mind. I don't mind that. But to sit there talking, you a day late, dollar short, need this, that, all of that. Like, I'm like, girl.
But it's true though. He messed up the whole
she don't have to like she talks down on him too much.
She was trying to emasculate that man.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like she just try, you know how she said cut Unique off at the knees. I feel like that's what she be doing to him, like, or trying to go for the jugular. And I'm like, come on now.
And she ain't always perfect neither though, because Marvin was the first person to tell him that we gonna have to take out Stefano because he'd throw us under the doggone bus. And low key, he was right.
He did.
But he didn't help the situation either. He made it worse, and that's the thing. Okay, y'all, Detroit, at least Miss K, Miss Detroit, y'all don't really appreciate how she communicated. How would you have the conversation? Act this out for me. Like, how is she supposed to communicate this tomorrow?
Okay, so let me tell you. Let me just tell you, because now you want to get on the first. Let me say this. Let me say this first, right? My son once told me that sometimes he would rather me yell at him. But when I would take the role where, like, you didn't go to school today,
when you calm,
and walk away, he said it makes him feel like trash.
Yeah,
and that's not what I'm trying to do. But he said the disappointment is what really digs him. Yeah. So if you're gonna express the disappointment, Marvin.
That's
What,
the one
like
I
you
used to
hurt?
say to myself.
Yeah, like Marvin, what are you doing to me? Like, come on. You see what I'm trying to do. You see what Kanan is doing to me. Why are you doing me like this? You're the only one that I could trust right now. You're the only one in my corner right now. We know Lulu was doing what he was doing. You and me, it's us right now. Why are you? What's going on? You need to get yourself together. This is how she could talk to him. She don't gotta freaking talk to him like that.
To me, that's what she said, though. Sorry,
that's what I got too. But
you sorry, I'm sorry. That's what she said.
And she wondered why he be going behind her
that
back.
she gave him warnings. She gave him warnings, and he gave her warnings. So this miscommunication thing, she told him from the beginning. It's already on the heels of him getting jammed up with the informant last season, right? So she telling you at the beginning, look, don't do no crazy stuff in front of the lawyer. That was the first warning, and she was being easy with it. I mean, come on, you keep poking the bear. Of course, I'm a lash out. Yeah. I done told you 15, 11 times, and now we're here. So you understand?
he listened to her last season when he didn't know that Jura was an informant. He was trying to be good to Jura, and then when he found out, she said, "Don't do nothing stupid." Did he do anything stupid? No. He listened to her, right?
No, he didn't. But see, she warned him about talking to people and doing outside business with the white boys. She told him that.
What was wrong with him being?
And he still went and got in business with Stefano.
I think the issue with Marvin is that he was doing good, but then once that situation happened with Gerald, he got burned, and it really took a toll on his judgment. Like he just really started acting stupid.
Yeah, and even I'm thinking also with the conversation when she approached Marvin about the whole Stefano thing, like, oh, the police saw you, the feds saw you. She was calm. She was just being real matter of fact. He still decided to lie. So it's like she does have her moments where she try to have a chill conversation.
She has.
But unfortunately, it's just like, nah, and just the whole betrayal thought process. Like it was so much that was built up. And then when you stressed out anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I ain't like that though.
You didn't like
me neither.
I didn't like her trying to bring that up, talking about, and you can't take it that just your sister, moved you out the way or became number one or whatever the heck she said. And it was like, in season 1, he told you that you do it better than her. So and he moved out the way or whatever. Like, why are you even gonna buy into what Stefano said?
Yeah, I agree.
And maybe she was just talking out of anger and she really didn't believe it. And she probably was. To her, listen, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt that maybe because of all the beatings, the verbal beatings that she took earlier in the day, she's taking it out on Marvin now.
I think that I'll talk it up to that too. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She did wrong by telling Juke about her father. That was wrong by Rock to do that. You don't be doing nothing like that. Don't do that.
Was wrong.
That was wrong. That was wrong right there.
She was accurate though.
No, you don't talk about nobody's father,
her business in something she really didn't have all the information about.
But that's her auntie. As the auntie, she shouldn't have been talking about her father like that, knowing that what her and Marvin went through, and he changed his life, and she sitting there throwing that in her face. That was wrong.
But as your auntie, you over here telling me how ungrateful you are for all the stuff that I've been doing to you, and the fact that you questioning me about these murders, and I'm telling you time after time I ain't got nothing to do with it, so now you don't trust me.
It was a weird conversation.
Yeah, you getting these words. I'm sorry, you grown now. All right, I'm gonna treat you
right.
But you got to understand though, her and Kanan is super close though. Come on now, remember when we was close with our cousins? We always had our cousins back.
But if your cousin an idiot, you're not gonna follow the mindset of your idiot cousin. You're gonna make logical sense. Like it's like she's taking on Kanan's mindset, and it's like, where's this coming from? Like she said, I don't know where this coming from.
Right.
Like the whole show, Juke has been making pure sense, and then all of a sudden she's taking on Kanan's emotions, not just just his heart as well as his mind, because
Rock ain't got the
it's not making logical sense.
But PG, we gotta admit, Rock ain't got the best track record though. Like they always say, once you're a liar, come on, Pete. If somebody lied to you about 3 times, they could be telling you the truth, but you don't think they lying, right or wrong.
Depending on the situation, when it comes to these offings, Rock, she'll let you know. She murked Howard in front of him. She told him about these wigs eventually, and that wasn't really on her. It was on Kanan. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
Right.
when
Hold
it comes
that.
to that, she gonna keep it real for the most part. Yes, she lies and all that, but I just feel like Juke knows the truth.
But you still saying that your mother took out D-Wiz, and Lulu confirmed that when he was drinking last season that it was him. With the whole F-Rock episode.
Oh my God.
So yeah, you doing all of that, and you still saying it is your mother, but you know the truth again.
I hate my
Who
mother.
tells you again?
Because yes, Rock made the call. So yes, you can put that per se
about her making no call.
Well,
But
no,
when
it was on him. It's on him.
No, yes, but I'm saying if you really want to go back to the stem of it, yes, he can still think, okay, Rock put out because she's the boss, right? So yes, but he has to also remember it's his fault.
Yeah, he don't take accountability for nothing.
Just take accountability, bro.
It's
you know what? Fault. I can't stand my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kanan's a wild boy. Kanan's a wild boy, man.
And if you really want to be mad, Unique was the one that, pretty much told her the streets need a body. You ain't mad at him, but you don't know all that because you're not in the game.
Be mad at.
Hey, Miss Kayla, if you ever do who's the dumbest character, when you do a trivia like we did before, a marathon, Young Kanan is on my list as being the dumbest character in the Power universe.
He has
him and Kane. They on my list, man. Because they can't put two and two together. This is easy. This is easy work right here.
And then when he think when Kane think he figured out, he think he the mastermind.
Yeah. But
Kane is smarter. I'm sorry. Kane will put something together faster than Kanan. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, well, he's older. He should.
He older. He older than them too. He's supposed to. That's what made Kane dumb.
Well, he was already dumb though, and he started getting better.
That's true. That's sad when you get better at the age of 25. Now, that's terrible.
No, you come on. You gotta keep growing. If my son who's about to be 24 don't keep getting better, we're gonna have a problem.
Your son is smarter than young Kanan. He would be able to put this together in 2 minutes. Come on now, Miss K.
Moochie, scratching my head moment. You did it already?
That was my scratching my head moment. That whole incident with with him still thinking Rock took out D-Wiz and she taking out all these damn people.
Right, the conversation with him and Lulu. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get mine right quick? Can I get mine?
Yes, what's yours? Yes, what is
my
yours?
Scratching my head moment. Marvin, you my favorite kid. I rock out with your brother. Why are you worried about this girl, man? This little girl, you might as well go ahead and adopt her at this point.
If he could, he would.
Yeah.
He would if he could. That's the one good, Marvin be trying to hold on to a little bit of good he can do. So that's, I think that's the significance of Amber. And I think he also on some level still blames himself and feel bad, even though Gerald wasn't his fault. But I feel like he just still holds accountability when it comes to her. I like the little storyline.
He need to adopt her because he keeps finding her, man. He don't play about her, man. Go ahead and adopt her, Marvin, since you care so much about her.
He does have a soft spot for her, and I think it's because he kind of had his brother and sister to take care of like that because of what his parents was doing. So I think he sympathizes with that whole situation.
Yeah.
So that, and like what Pretty Girl said also too, this is the most, he likes to hold on to the good that he does too.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Least favorite moment, Pretty Girl.
Juke and Rock.
Okay.
I don't feel like Rock deserve all that heat. It's like Juke just got amnesia, forgot everything that Rock has done. We didn't even know, or I didn't realize that she even took Famous in for a whole year. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Juke was living with her for several years. Rock never judged you, even when your father did. She pretty much, and that's the thing. I feel like also Juke was speaking for Rock. Like you don't know how Rock was viewing you in the situation. Like you just going off of your own perception of what you think is going on. Because how do you feel or know that you was invisible. You don't know how Rock. You don't know that.
But that's the thing that didn't make sense to me. That's why that was another, like, that was a part of a scratch in my head moment that I had, because it was like, from what we seen, you and Rock were like this, and she was always, just like treating you like you're her baby girl. She's always encouraging you, all of this stuff. So I didn't really get what she was talking about when she said, you only saw me when I was next to Kanan. And I'm like, you sure about that? Because that's not what I got from this season here. I mean, from this whole series when everything came about. You know what I mean? Only justification that I made for the reason why she was saying some of the things she said, especially when she was like, I'd rather be like my father than like you, is because after that we saw that scene with her in Aisha, and we see how much she actually really does love and respect her dad and appreciate her dad, and how he changed for her. So I'm thinking maybe she's looking at it in hindsight, and she's watching the relationship between Rock and Kanan, and she's like, Rock ain't really trying to change for him. That's the only rationalization I gave it. But other than that, I was like, this is forced right here. It's forced. I didn't like it. Yeah.
Feel like an interrogation, like you was the last one who saw her. How you know? Obviously not. You don't know that.
And y'all wouldn't have known that if Rock didn't come tell you. And like she said, why would I come tell y'all that this little girl came to me if I had something to do with her?
See, Miss K, you prove my point. The only reason you checked it because of Kanan. She loved, Jukebox and Kanan, like that's brother and sister right there. Because even Jukebox, they woke up and said she ain't had nothing to do with this. It was too late now.
Right.
I just think she's fueled with emotion. I think this is the first time we saw Juke see Kanan this hurt, like just physically, like just throwing stuff around the trap house. Like she looked scared, like she's never seen Kanan like that. And so I'm thinking that she just, some way, the writing, she took over his emotions and started to feel what he feels. And it's just,
she's
it's just
too much weird energy all of a sudden. So now you just all of a sudden she done remember when you talked about this already, how she done looked at Kanan like, you sound so stupid. In the back of whatchamacallit store. Julia's store, whatever her Juliana's store, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
She looked at him and said, you sound so stupid or dumb. Like, what happened to that, Juke? Mochi, what was your least favorite moment?
My least favorite moment?
Yes, ma'am.
That the screen went black and we ain't see what happened.
Bye.
That.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, it is though.
It's though. It is.
I got one. Brother Unique, man. What did you doing that Sal's his wife like y'all was about to kiss or something?
Yeah.
She got a robe on. I'm like, is y'all about to get it on or something like that?
I think she had some chocolate before. I think she had some chocolate before.
She was so here.
She's a widow and she's alone.
They acting like they done did something. And the part where she was like, I'm gonna make sure that they pay for your family. Girl, what are you gonna do?
And then you did low key, she was being low key racist, and you ain't do nothing about it.
Nah, he did have a look of disdain on his face, though.
Yeah,
like, look, I'm gonna just stomach this because I need her to get something done.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
Unique is a clown, man. Like at this point, he just crashed out for nothing.
He's
in his trouble.
Hearted.
Huh?
He's broken hearted.
Drawers. That's his crashed out.
Yeah, he's hurt. He just want to get back with Rock. That's all.
Love in the building
out over them draws.
Hey,
Art
Love. Thank you for coming. Tasha Fladger, what's up? Listen, we're gonna talk about this freaking ninja right here because somebody, Malachi Keith, he wants us to talk about how we feel about Breeze finally crossing the screen or coming across our screen, whatever.
Miss K, I need you to do me a favor. You said you was gonna do. I don't know if you remember. You said when Breeze get, when everybody, not mine, because I ain't say this, but you said when everybody theories are wrong about Breeze, you was gonna give a 2-minute rant. So I'm gonna need you to give me a 2 minute rant because you said it because you got sick of people making Unique and Ronnie Breeze. So I need that rant because he here now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be quiet and listen to it.
Messy bitch.
I know. Listen, I can't. I feel like I should not have probably said that because I feel like I'm ranted out. Every time one of these freaking ninjas brought up Breeze in the chat, I always went off. So it was like I don't have nothing left to say. All
If
I'm
y'all,
like, all I'm like is, are y'all happy now? Like, are y'all happy? Because
I was
and
like,
here's
must be the
my
win.
thing. Here's my thing that I don't appreciate though, right?
Mhm.
I don't appreciate the fact that they brought him here. I don't think we need him until, like I said, they brought him in the final episode of this season. I feel like he should have came in the final episode for the final season so that it could segue. It would be a perfect segue into the Power Origins. That's what I think should have happened. But I feel like they're pandering to all the fiends out there that's been like, oh, Breeze this, Breeze that, Breeze, 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 Breeze. And I'm just like, yeah. So I just don't feel like. Now look, it's a money move, I guess, as far as like ratings and as far as keeping people in tune and things of that nature. But no, I'm not gonna allow. I wouldn't allow fans to dictate what I'm gonna do with my story.
I would agree with you if it wasn't the last season, if they only getting 8 episodes. If they was getting 10, I agree with you. But they only giving them 8 episodes for the final season, and plus it make perfect sense to introduce his character because let's be honest, when Origins happened, it's only like I could just see about 4 characters like going into Origins and everybody else either go to jail. For I don't want Marvin to go to jail, but he probably is, or they're gonna die. So I'm not mad at him coming at the like right now because that'll give y'all conspiracy theories and stop talking about who breathes. Thank God they brought him in because they was getting on my nerves.
Listen, I said it's not gonna be an existing character. And somebody was in my chat last week and literally said that it would not make sense for them to bring a new actor on. And I'm like, what? How? How would it make sense? Why would it make sense for an existing character to be Breeze? Like
That's
we
some
don't. Who
some
cares
character
about?
type stuff. That's like cartoonish. If they would have
Yeah,
did that,
right. It's just weird to me. I will say that I like the choice of actor. I like that.
Me too.
I
Yeah.
think so.
It was
Mhm.
some people that sound disappointed, but I'm trying to figure out why. He's
Yeah.
done the Get Down. He was good in that,
Mhm.
and that was a period piece. He also
Yep.
did
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang, and to me, he did a good Raekwon.
He did.
And it's other things that he's done too. Dope. I
Mhm.
liked him in
Yeah.
that, and
Mm-hmm.
he just, to me, he's gonna play this character. I think he's
Miles
gonna play this
Morales.
character good. However, the introduction of him was kind of bland. I thought we was gonna get a
Mhm.
little bit more.
I
That's
like
my
Yeah.
the
The
opinion.
old
introduction. I like the
no.
introduction, Moochie.
He kept
I
just
liked
looking
it,
him.
but
He kept looking Kanan up and down. I'm like, what is this? What is that about?
He trying to see. He trying
is
to
that
say.
some Brooklyn thing? Look,
Mm-hmm.
But
I
why
mean,
he
Yeah.
know he was grilling him though? Like
yeah, because I feel like, when Cold Front came on the scene, he was, came under the impression that he said, yo, Snap and Pop said you just like me, so I'm gonna size you up. Like, is you really just like me?
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
He
I
trying
call
to.
him must be the win.
He trying to size up kind of like see if he really what he would about, like, you know what I mean,
Mm,
that's what he trying to do, like he don't know this dude, but he from East New York, so he
right.
don't know that, he don't know him,
That's
and
true.
I don't think him and Unique gonna get along, and I can't wait till you get to the theories too, because I got a theory about what's about to happen with Unique, by
Well,
the
they
way.
already gave you a foreshadowing moment, pops and
mhm,
snaps,
mhm.
and right in front of Kanan.
And Kanan peeped that, but is it going to go any further? Who knows?
I don't know. It's like they be saying so many subtle things in front of him, and he don't pick up on nothing. I thought for sure he was gonna pick up on the OC thing. He didn't pick
Yeah.
up on that.
Nope. He just looked like he did.
Yep.
Tragic.
Well, we know we know his government name, y'all. We know his government. They made him.
Branford.
Yeah.
Branford, what a name.
Yeah.
So what Moochie, you feel like the foreshadowing moment is what for Unique, that they plan on taking Unique out after they get the connect?
I think they plan on taking Unique out. I don't. That's what it seemed like.
I agree.
That's what Pops and Snaps want.
They said temporary.
Mm-hmm.
They said temporary. So what they gonna do with him? How's he gonna get jammed up?
Mm-hmm.
The board is low key in my Moochie for the board is clear because I mean Rock ain't gone. I mean we know I know Rock ain't gone, but right now Stefano he ain't conscious. You know what I mean we don't know if he alive or not. They that was a cliffhanger. So now all they got to do is get rid of Unique. So now Snaps and Pops got Breeze and they got Kanan, two young dudes that they can try to control.
Mm.
Yeah, but they want to use Unique's Italian connect. So once they establish that connect, then I feel like that's when they'll take Unique out of the game.
We got to see
It
that
looks
connect
like
because
that's
right now
about
he ain't
to
got no plug.
backfire now anyway.
Yeah, because they about to go to war.
That's
Yeah.
about to backfire now anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna have to answer to his them 5 families for making a move without a sit down, because now Stefano can identify his attacker.
Mm-hmm.
And he gonna tell they already it's gonna be just told. It is what it is.
Ms. K, can I ask you a question? Both of y'all, do y'all? I'm just asking. You think, man, Kenny, you slow, man, but you think Kenny gonna put two and two together that Snaps and Pops did this to his girlfriend and famous, and will Breeze be cool with Kenny getting rid of his auntie and his uncle? Because I don't know.
That's a good question. Will Breeze be cool with something like that? You who knows? Listen,
Yeah.
the way power is with getting rid of parents and aunts and uncles and whatever,
It could happen.
Okay,
because you know what that means? That means Breeze gonna be in charge. Yes, he'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
he'll do it.
Yeah, and I even question like, hey, this your nephew, but y'all so ruthless. What'd you do to his parents? Like, did you do something shady to get control of him?
Exactly.
And at the time, I mean, DeMarcus said Unique don't have an Italian connect, but at this time, this is before Unique did what he did with the fires and stuff. So at this time, I believe they're thinking Unique has a viable connect.
Yeah.
They gonna have to work with Rock.
The only person that
Go ahead.
the only person that got the connect is actually Rock.
Yeah. But she doesn't have an infrastructure. That's the thing.
Right.
She got to figure that out if she stays in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
You think that's her end game?
Huh?
You think that's her end game to get out she got to sell the work, but you think that fact that Kanan was thinking about unaliving his mother, you think she gonna be like, it's time for me to just officially go and try to repair my whatever I can with Kanan, her relationship with Kanan?
And what if she teach him the game before she gracefully bows out?
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Mm.
I can see that happening because she don't want to hurt this kid, and I just want to know if he gonna find out. How is he gonna find out? Because with the dirty cops and who actually brought them there.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be through Garcia and Juke. They're gonna crack the case with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Breeze slip up and say something. You know what I'm saying? And just conversation, maybe thinking Kanan knew about something, and Kanan was like, "Hold up, I didn't know about that. What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah. Yep, it might be a slip up in a conversation. Yeah, and then Kanan's gonna have to act like he didn't say what he said.
Yeah, because Breeze, I mean, I don't know the actor. I mean, everybody says good things about him, so I never watched anything he was in. But I don't know. Initially, he came off kind of goofy, like kind of flashy. It was giving Frank Lucas fur coat a little bit, like you giving off a little too much flash. I mean, I like the introduction, but I'm just interested in how this dynamic will work. Not saying it won't, but I'm intrigued. It wasn't invested in Breeze beforehand, but now that he is now introduced, I am intrigued on how all this is going to pan out.
The Silas of Raising Kanan said that, the only reason why he dressed different than anybody right now because he from Brooklyn, and Brooklyn dressed different than Queens.
Back
And
then,
Harlem, and that's why he dressed like that, because he from Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
you know that pretty girl. We know a Harlem ninja when we see one.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I don't know who was questioned. Maybe somebody not from New York.
No,
Somebody
I just know, like, we
Yeah,
know
I
that 'cause
know
we in the
that.
borough.
It seemed like Detroit saw people with questions.
Somebody was questioning why Unique came in Jukebox and them like the way they dress and Unique, but he dressed different with the chain, and the lady was saying because he's from Brooklyn, and Brooklyn dudes, and they dress different from
Mm-hmm.
what I mean, from Queens. So basically they she was kind of spoiling it, but she was saying they gonna be doing scenes not just in Queens next season, but they gonna be in Brooklyn too.
Mm. Slim Bay said there's no bowing out. Not alive. That's definitely not happening. So I guess he's saying because I said that
With Rock.
teaching the game before she bows out, but that is not necessarily true. You don't have to die in order to bow out. There's plenty of people that pass the torch on to their kids, like AKA Don Corleone did that to Michael.
Right.
So
She bowed out.
You could see exactly when you could see, like, all right, I'm getting too old for this, or is the next generation or whatever. You can definitely teach them, and you could be their counsel and all of that. So she could definitely pull a Don Corleone type of situation. So,
and she told Unique that was kind of her plan at one point, to set her organization to the point where she just collecting checks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. But Makita says if that little clown tried to kill Rock, there are no amends for that. If my kid tried to do that and I still made it, I would be saying I used to have a son. And listen, how could you trust your child after that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You could try to be there as much as you can from a distance. So
yeah, I feel like Rock would still forgive him for some reason. I don't know. I feel like she would still justify his crazy antics.
Huh?
I feel like she would still justify this antic.
Yeah,
yeah,
because that's her baby boy. That's all she ever does.
Mm-hmm.
That's her only seed.
Yeah, which is the reason why he is the way he is. Well, she shouldn't have deleted a seed. She, even though
the writers did good with this though, Miss. I know you didn't. You were saying earlier. You didn't really. There must be some new writers, but you gotta admit that he's a villain. He's not a good guy. So you gotta make him unlikable.
Yeah, he unlikable. I mean, he been unlikable.
I mean, this Kanan right here is more unlikable than the OG Kanan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because OG Kanan had a reason to be mad though, because they set him up to go to jail for doing bid.
Right. And he came on as the villain. Like they had Kanan kind of come on as somebody who had a sweet side and he's smart and he's this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he was overstepping and doing stuff that kids do every now and then, which was frustrating, but it wasn't like, oh, I can't stand this little boy. But after a while, it was just like, oh my gosh, this little boy really gets on my nerves. I can't stand him at this point.
And they about to do the same thing with Jukebox.
Yeah.
They about to do the same thing with oh, my bad.
No, sorry.
Oh, I was saying all the stuff that Rock had to clean up after this kid. It is making him more and more and more unlikable.
She cleaned up after everybody except for Juke.
She's a clean up woman. So Detroit, you said that you feel like they're gonna do the same thing with Juke.
Yep. They're gonna do the same thing for her because she's not a good person either. She's worse than him.
Not yet.
Yeah. Her origin story is a little more sympathetic, I would say. She had a lot more. If anybody can go a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I feel like she is more justified.
Way more justified.
Yeah, she done had so much loss.
Way more justified.
Because even at last episode, he said nothing ever good happens to us. I'm like, you had options, Kanan.
You're right.
You
Right.
failed that test on purpose.
Kanan did all this. He was a simp doing all this for nothing, man.
Mm-mm-mm.
For
Well, he
Davina
wanted
Harris.
he got a $1.20 because he wanted to buy Davina grocery.
Davina Harris, she ain't nowhere to be found now.
No, she
And
don't.
now you over here, yeah, now you over here ready to delete your mama over Chris
hmm
from Butter, who tried to
And
set your cousin up.
to get cut.
How dare you get into a serious type relationship with this chick who tried to get your cousin caught up out there? Like,
But do you ever realize, or does he even know about that though? I don't know if he knows about that. Not justifying it, but I'm just saying I don't even know if he knows about that whole situation with Juke.
She just said she don't want to talk to her. We never heard that conversation.
Let me ask y'all ladies a question. You know, what I mean, I gave y'all credit. You know, what I mean, y'all smarter than men. That you know, y'all hate it is what it is, fellas. You get mad at me. They could let the woman could put two and two together. It would take us a minute to do it. Not like Kanan though. We ain't like Kanan. Now we not so like Kanan though. But y'all do put two and two together quick. How would y'all write origins though? Because that's where they going after. Raising Kanan. Like, would y'all give it another slow burn? Would y'all start off like when they kids, or y'all would start off with Kanan? I mean, what's his name? Ghost and Tommy when they 19. How would y'all write it if y'all was in the writers' room?
I would like parallel stories. I would like them to all have their like separate stories told, and then they come together. Like I want them to go through what Ghost got going on, Tommy got going on. Of course, they have to combine their situation. Parallel also going with Breeze and Kanan, what they got going on and established in the streets. And then at some point, they all come together, join forces like Voltron, as Unique was saying. But maybe that. I'm no writer. You got to speak to the other two ladies about that. But I'm a viewer and consumer, so that's how I would like it. So.
Don't say that, PG. If they writing BMF, anybody can be a writer.
oh man.
I mean, I wrote a lot of. I was good at writing papers in school.
Excuse me.
Right. Don't ever say that, PG. If they writing the way BMF is right, we all can be writers because I don't know what they writing over there.
Creative writing for sure.
Well, I would just hope that they would, give us enough information on their backstories, and that's it. I mean, I already told you guys that I don't care about origins.
Dang.
Yeah, it's because of the fans, though. The fans are annoying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just block them out, Miss K. Don't even pay them no attention.
Yeah. So that's all. But other than that, I don't really care about it. But I would like to see the backstories of them, like Tommy and Ghost. See what But for me, my biggest concern to keep me interested is that I really want them to choose very good actors for Tommy and Ghost. The people, remember how they had that little clip of Tommy, Ghost, and Angie? It was like, very cheesy.
They was lame, man.
The only ones that probably would have been good with that one is the one that was from Shameless. And that's I wanted to see how they would. Yeah, I think he could play a good Tommy, but he doesn't fit the picture of him.
The cornrows is ridiculous, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The crazy thing, what I want them to do though, Miss K, is like, and Courtney Kim did a horrible job doing this. Where is Ghost Mama? Like she should have told more about his mother. You know what I mean? Like he didn't like birth himself. Like where was his mama? Like how we know about a little bit about his daddy. Did he have any brothers and sisters? Do he have any aunties? Like where and Marvin Harvard said this too. He said he want them to do this because he want everybody to know. Like, yo, I do have a mother, I do have a mama. Like, tell me my family. They never know. Like, Ghost didn't have nobody but Tommy.
Yeah, remember he was living there with Tommy and them. So are we gonna see a younger K.E. Egan?
Yeah, like
see who is actually Ghost's father.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest, a mother is not about to sit there and disown their son. Especially they're not disowning their kids. Like, so the fact that something happened to his father and then his mama was nowhere to be around, so he had to stay with Tommy. He was like, okay, like what happened to his mama?
I mean, unfortunately, some women do disown their kids,
There are some
which is
dead
sad.
Dang,
They are
like
dead
that.
moms out there.
It's a fact, though. It's sad. It's a fact. Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
a lot of people out there with mama hurt.
Mm.
So,
Mhm.
but I mean, overall, what do you give the season finale, Moochie?
Uh, like a rating, like
Yeah.
1 to 10. Um, I give it like a 8.5.
Okay. What about you, Detroit?
Uh, 8.5. I didn't like the cliffhanger at the end. That's all.
Mm-hmm. And what about you, pretty girl?
As an episode of 9 finale, a 7.99.
Wait, as an episode of 9 and as the finale of 7. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah.
Because
As,
if this was episode 9 or episode 8, y'all did good. But the
right.
fact that this was a finale,
This
I gotta
didn't
judge
feel
it a
like
little
that.
different.
Yeah, I give it
Mm-mm.
a 7.5 as a finale. I'm not happy that Snaps and Pop are still with us. Stefano is still with us, hanging in the balance though. And thank you that Early is gone. I'm glad about that. But then we got this whole thing with possibly trying to shoot his mom. Like I just didn't like all that. But
Mm-mm.
hey, we got something to look forward to because I'm telling you right now, if they would have shown us that she was dying on screen and it was gonna be, I think it would have been a wrap for me, y'all. Like I would
Dang.
probably I would have probably watched it like binge watch, like let it pile up and binge watch and just not come to the table with the whole recaps and stuff because I want to make a statement. You don't get rid of somebody like that and don't lose viewers. There we
Yeah,
She they
they're not gonna get rid of her. I don't think
No,
they
they
are.
not.
I think she's like, to me, between I don't think they're gonna get rid of her.
I'm about I'm about 85-90% sure that she's in season 5. I mean, come on now. If you know, you know she's in season 5.
go. Yeah,
But
she
I
is.
get a season of 9 though. I get a season of 9.2. They was cooking it to
It
episode
was.
10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the season overall, I'll give it a 9.
Mm-hmm.
It was just with this, I was pissed off at the cliffhanger and pissed off that Kanan ain't picking this up.
Yeah, he's a real moron, but it is what it is.
I'm
I got
not mad at it
a
though.
random
I'm not
thought,
mad at
y'all.
this though. I'm not mad at it though, Miss K, because I wasted almost I think 7 episodes of House of Dragon, and that was trash. So I'm not mad at it because you know what I mean. Like if you know, you know. If you watch House of Dragon, the Game of Thrones, man, they do that. They do the worst cliffhangers than this, man. Oh my God.
What's up, Monica M and Kelly Renee? Listen, Steven, my uncle Marvin survived in season 4 and made it to season 5. Talk about it. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Y'all need to stop trying to kill my man. Back up. I already
exactly.
said this.
I don't
Back
want,
up.
Moody been trying to get rid of Marvin since season 3, since season
huh?
2. I
What'd you
said you've
say?
been trying to get rid of Marvin since
No,
season
no,
2.
no. David, it's people. I didn't say he was gonna die though. I said he got a lot of people coming at him where he possibly not making it, but I don't know. With him, I think I want him to be on the run. I've been saying that.
Yeah,
And now that he found them diamonds at Quan's safe, he might be able to run.
they scared me a little bit. They had me a little bit nervous this season with certain things with Marvin.
That's what I'm saying. They're writing it to where we're scared. We're not pulling it out of thin air.
Right. And my thing is, it's not like, yes, I was scared, but I'm talking about people just keep on trying to delete him off. Like that's the thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Marvin is out of here this season. Marvin's out. I'm like,
I'm sorry, Marvin.
yeah, I'm sorry. All the time, y'all trying to get rid of my man.
Y'all got it wrong again.
Listen, if Tommy can survive all them shenanigans,
No.
oh, snap! What happened?
When he get pow like that and do all of that,
and
he's walking around punching people in the next scene.
Who?
Mm-hmm.
Tommy.
Yeah. All this crazy stuff. If he could survive, come on now. Why can't Marvin?
Let us have Marvin.
Yeah. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Anyway, y'all, we are about to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for being here. 77 people was in the building. It was 83 at one point. I think 85. Please hit the like button. Detroit, what do you have coming up?
Nothing this summer because I'm gonna be traveling or whatever, but I'll be watching y'all, do BMF because I'm not gonna be watching it like that, but I will be tuning in and support y'all. You know what I mean? Can't support BMF no more. Terrible writing. Terrible writing. Can't do it no more. Sorry.
Understood. Pretty girl, what you got?
Yeah, of course, my recaps. Raising Kanan are up, but BMF is pending as of now. Let me watch the first episode and see how I feel about going.
Wait. BMF premiered?
No, in June is premiering.
Oh, I was about to say I had no clue.
So I'm gonna, it's pending. Okay.
That's funny, PG pending.
I'm real. It is. That's how I feel. It's pending. We'll see how my blood
God.
goes in a month.
Oh my God!
Isn't that the last season of that too?
Yeah. We about to see Biggie. Hey, Miss K, they done went to the Source Awards, man.
Oh Lord. Mooch, what you got?
Well, I did my recap yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So that's up. And also I had trending topics this week, right? We talked about Tory Lanez, myself in Detroit, and Inga, and
Miss K.
you, Miss K.
Yeah.
And that was up. So, and also Godfather Harlem's coming tomorrow. We'll be doing The Shy. We're gonna be talking about that. I still gotta watch Godfather of Harlem. So we'll be doing that, and that's what's coming up. Tuesday, Godfather of Harlem. Oh, and Wednesday we'll be talking about Netflix Forever.
Fire.
So
I heard that.
Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about episode 1 and 2 of that.
That's what's up. So for me, that's pretty much as well. The Shy, I dropped the video for the season 7, episode 1 premiere of The Shy. Please go check it out if you haven't. Obviously tonight, recap, catch the replay if you haven't. And Godfather of Harlem, I got through the first episode. I need to watch the other episodes, and I'm hoping that I could kind of come together with I don't know, a collective type of review or something. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to get back into my, my little swing of things, guys. And then somebody also did ask me to do Forever. I heard it was a very good show. So I'm going to try to probably binge watch the whole season and just talk about the whole thing in one shot. And that's that. Godfather of Harlem as well. I already said that. So, and we have to get back to not Raising Kanan. What is that show? Breaking Bad. Have to get back to that, huh?
I'm on there. You know what I mean? I was gonna spoil it, but I'm watching that. I love Breaking Bad. I'm on there.
Yeah. Got to get back to that. Haven't been. So yeah, it's just please help. Okay, that's it. Just stay with me, guys. Keep your notification bell turned on because, I'm trying. Okay, I really am. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Love you guys so much. B, Monica M, Slim Bates AG, starring Toya LSW. We had Pretty Boy Japan in the building. Who else? Maxima, 347, AG. All my people, starring Toya. The Devil is a Lie, LSW. Art Love. Come on, Art Love, Dale, Sender One, DeMarcus Vaughn, all of y'all, thank you so much for being here. We will see you in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Good night and be blessed. Bye-bye.